Joining us now from Washington, another Tea Party leader who spoke at Thursday's event, Republican Iowa Congressman Steve King. Congressman, thank you for joining us.
Good morning. Thanks for having me, Chris.
Question. Your tie is red, signature color of Republicans, but I would ask you, are you a Republican or are you a member of the Tea Party?
Well, I'm absolutely both. I've been a Republican all of my adult life. I think my DNA goes back to Abraham Lincoln. So I am a Republican. I'm a full-spectrum constitutional conservative, and that fits me right into the mold of the Tea Party. So I think it all fits really well together.
It's seeming like, though, that's not the case as much anymore, that you have to be one or the other. You have your brother, Senator Cruz, looking to raise money to promote the ouster of other Republicans. The message seems divergent. Are you going to have to make a choice? Because I don't understand how you stay in the Republican Party if you are actively trying to hurt the Republican Party.
There are a lot of open seats out there with contested primaries where we can bring resources and leverage to get behind the candidate that's a solid constitutional conservative candidate. That's where I intend to put my energy. And we can always, each party can upgrade some of the seats that they have. I'd like to see the political center move to the right. I'd like to see that happen within the Republican Conference in the United States Congress. I'd like to see it happen in the Republican Conference in the United States Senate. And we've watched as the House itself has moved to the right, as a lot of blue dog Democrats, relatively moderate Democrats, were defeated because of Obamacare and replaced by conservative Republicans. We're getting this in the right direction, Chris. There were only 28 Republicans that voted for the debt ceiling increase. That's not very many to stand with the people on the other side that were eager to do so.
What motivates people to say that the Tea Party is on the wane is basically that obstructionism has gotten old. People are sick of it. You know that. You see the polls. They're terrible. So let me ask you, what do you think your main role is in Washington when you think of why you're there? Is it to keep the government from doing certain things, or is it there to pass legislation and promote things?
You know, I've been on both sides of this, Chris. When I first came in, and this is my 12th year in Congress, when I first came in, we had a Republican president, a Republican majority in the House and the Senate, and my role was to move legislation. The very first bill that I introduced became law, and I thought, well, this is going to be easy. And, of course, it got a lot harder, and Democrats won the majority in 2006. Nancy Pelosi became Speaker. Then my job became to be an obstructionist, to stop things like cap and trade, to try to stop things like Obamacare, and to stop the increase in the national debt. When it rolled over now to where Republicans are a majority in the House, we still have Harry Reid and we have a president that opposes us. So we're more into the position now where we're in the job where we need to be stopping bad ideas. When we win a majority in the Senate and we have a president that will sign it, then we'll go back to passing legislation that's good for the country again. That's the cycle.
It doesn't even sound good, though, Congressman. You know, like what we're here to do is to stop everything that happens, and we're going to filibuster. And now you have this situation in the Senate. I know you're in the House, but, you know, a lot of these things are mirror images of each other. The Veterans Bill, money for education, health care. Your party tries to throw in sanctions to Iran and to a bill that had nothing to do with that. Then they don't allow the votes. They push the Democrats. Democrats all vote for this bill for veterans. You guys don't. I mean, at what point do you stop playing this kind of game? It's so destructive. Look what you did to the veterans.
Well, there were, and in fact, each one of my votes on the veterans stood up for them. But there were a lot of Democrats that wanted to be part of sanctions on Iran too. And this Congress
why even
has to
put it
weigh
in there? Congressman, it's not your bill. It's not even your branch. I understand, but we know that thematically there winds up being a consistency. I get obstructing. I get fighting for your ideals. I get that it's wholesome on that level, but it has been so inefficient. And when you see it even taking a toll on veterans, isn't enough?
Well, I regretted those things that happened to veterans, and I saw some people that put up votes that hurt veterans that came back and said, now we have to change it, now we have to fix it. Well, I didn't have to change my vote. They had to change theirs. But there's going to be those kind of things that go on back and forth. You know, we should think about this politics. It is a situation where Republicans need to be the conscience of the Democrats. That's just how it has been for a long time. It's how it is today.
But then you have to come up with the alternatives.
Some things.
You can obstruct.
We'll go deeper into that.
You can obstruct. You've been very effective at it. But respectfully, I would submit to you that you need to come up with better ideas. Fix the things that you don't like. Fix Obamacare. You know the law is not going away. Come up with better solutions. The DREAM Act,
Chris,
specifically for you.
We have offered solution after solution on health care.
Have you really?
We're still offering them.
Have you really? Have you really?
Yes, we have.
Like, what are the real solutions?
Here are some approaches that I'm bringing. One is that to change that 30-hour work week to a 40-hour work week. It's causing people to lose 25% or more of their income, and causing people that had a full-time job now to have to go get another part-time job. Maybe even 4 part-time jobs for a mom and a dad that are trying to raise a family because of that. That's one of the changes. Another one is full deductibility for everybody's health insurance premium. When the government commands that you buy a policy that they approve and punishes you through the tax penalty if you don't pay for that, it's got to be fully deductible for everybody. That's a couple of pieces that are there. But we need to be able to sell insurance across state lines. We need to open this up and restore the doctor-patient relationship. Some of these are ideas that have been out here for a long time that we've pushed. We've constantly had ideas out there. We got rolled by a bad piece of legislation, and we were not successful enough in obstructing Obamacare. This country wouldn't be in this angst that it's in today if we'd been better obstructionists when they tried to jam Obamacare at us. And I think that'll hold up across the country. Obamacare has no chance if it had to come back to the floor of the House and Senate again. It would not pass. That should tell you how bad that is. We just weren't successful enough in obstructing its passage, Chris.
So now you have to fix it, though, because it is the established law of the land. You got 4 million people signing up for it. There are more every day. You got to choose progress over the politics of the situation. Hopefully you guys realize that down there. I want to leave you with this, Congressman. On the veteran issue, okay? I know it's in the Senate, but hopefully the shame campaign will begin and they'll get their act together. When that bill needs its companion in the House, can I get a pledge from you that you will not play politics on this issue, that you will push your brothers and sisters, Tea Party or Republican, whatever you are, to do the right thing by the veterans?
Well, I have to look and see technically what comes and what the package is going to be. But I can tell you that I will come down on the side of the veterans, and I've always opposed playing politics with our veterans, and especially with our active duty personnel. They put their lives on the line for us, for our safety, our security, our country, and our Constitution. We owe them to follow through on every commitment that we have made, and they should never have to wonder if the United States Congress is going to stand with them. We must do so, and I'll weigh in to make sure that that happens.
Great. No just standing up just to keep it from happening, to show that the Democrats are ineffective. No tacking on things that don't belong in that bill. I'll follow up with you on it. It matters too much. Thank you for taking the time, Congressman. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Chris.
All right.